Hey y'all, let's talk about when I worked at Greyhound. Um, Greyhound, Greyhound was like a 50-50 job because I had my CDL, and actually, the craziest thing about Greyhound was it's the how can I say this? It's the highest paying job or most I've been paid by any job I've ever had. Um, you know, aside from me doing my own thing and making my own stuff, like apps and videos and whatnot. It's been the highest job that I've had, um, really, to this point. But anyway, that was surprising. But I say it's a 50-50 job because as much as I appreciate like how much they paid, and really, I think the reason why I paid so much is because you got, at least when I was working there, like you made about $80 for every 2 days that you stayed out and didn't go back to your home city, home state, what have you. And there's like this piece of hair in my pants. I'm trying to pull it out. It's kind of annoying me. Damn. Anyway, but the bad 50 is that you will get caught up spending weeks and weeks at a time away from home, which is typical through the trucking or over the road industry, regardless if you're in a bus or truck. So, and I can do over the road. It's just like I need to do it in spurts. I can't just stay out for a month, 2 months, and all that stuff, like how a lot of companies will have you do. And after a while, it kind of wore on me, like with Greyhound. There's that, and also there's a certain period of time to where dispatch is supposed to be able to call you when you finish a route and when they call you to get back on another route. Like I think it's like 7, 8, or 9 hours, somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. I forget exactly what, but I was getting calls after 6 and 7 hours and all that stuff. First of all, I mean, I used to be able to sleep for 6 hours and be okay and start my day and all that stuff, but I guess because I'm a little bit older now, the body takes a little bit longer to recover or whatever. It's fucking annoying. I gotta stop doing that shit. I did that in the last video. But the body takes a little bit longer to recover, I guess. I don't know what exactly it is, but like even just 6 hours, that's not enough. So that's another 50. So many drivers will call in and not come in. And now you got even more work because dispatch is going to call you, especially if you're someone that, has been reliable in the past, that doesn't really call out. That's kind of how I was, because I wanted to make as much money as possible. Like when I first started there, like I didn't mind staying more than 2 days out because, again, that's an extra $80 on your check, Like without that, I was making, because in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, where I was stationed, they pay every 2 weeks. I know in Arizona and I think in California, they pay weekly. But in Albuquerque, I was like, damn, like that's $80. So without the $80, like if I just came back home after every route, I would have made probably $1,100 every 2 weeks. When I stayed out, I was, before taxes, I was like around $2,700 for every 2 weeks. And that's legit, especially in New Mexico, in Albuquerque especially. It's because it's so cheap to live there, But that was the bad 50. The good 50 was, like I said, the pay. What else? I really got along with my driver manager. Actually, I still have his phone number. So shout out to Martin V. Hill. If you ever watch or if you ever see this video, shout out, man. You were the truth. But yeah, no. My driver manager Martin was real cool. Probably one of the best experiences that I've had as far as like my boss, whoever my boss was. There was that. The camaraderie between the drivers was was cool. I mean, most of the drivers were like twice my age, but they don't do this anymore. But where I went to train to drive for Greyhound was in Los Angeles. I love that. I was hanging out in LA, you know. This is one light-skinned girl, like she was real cute. Oh my goodness. She was cute, she was thick. Anyway, she was in my training class, so we all stayed at this one hotel, I think Hampton Inn or something like that. But they don't do that no more. I think they hold their training in Dallas now. I think that's what I was told last. And then for those of you that like traveling, like that's a plus initially. Then you realize, oh wait, I'm driving. I don't actually get to get out and see the sights and hang out. You're just kind of driving through and just, you know, driving by. This job is also where I figured out that Kansas fucking sucks, man. Like when they say Kansas is flat, like they're not joking. Like it's flat and it's empty. They don't mention the empty part. For some reason, just mentally, like that fucks with me. Like I can't be driving through a city, town, state, whatever, and 90% of the state, city, or town is just flat, nothing, just grass. I mean, there aren't even trees. Like I was on a route from Denver to Salinas, Kansas. From the Kansas state line to Salinas, which Salinas is almost on the opposite side of the state from where you enter Kansas coming in from Denver. There was nothing, just grass, and that's it. Grass, road, and that's it. There were barely trees on the side of the highway or the interstate. Crazy, man, crazy. So, I don't know, like that's, for me, like that was the good and the bad because it fucking sucked, man. Like that part sucked, going through empty states. So, but you know, depends on what you're into. Would I recommend Greyhound? Then I would. There's a lot going on with Greyhound in my mind that's kind of sketch, like for reason, like for example, like why, like how I ended up not working there. I put in a 2-week notice, and they stopped giving me routes a week into my 2-week notice, and then like a couple of years later, I wanted to, you know, reapply for like work at Greyhound again, and they said that the way I left, you know, I was black marked or red marked because the way I left wasn't, you know, good. But I put in a 2-week notice. It's just the mofo that was in charge of doing it black marked me because in Albuquerque, I guess your main district head at that point was in El Paso, Texas, and the manager down in El Paso said I didn't leave right. Well, mofo, I put in a fucking 2-week notice. Just because your dispatch team decides to stop calling me after a week, that's not on me. Like that's on you. So apparently to this day, I'm red marked, black marked, whatever the hell you want to call it. So now, don't work for Greyhound. Back then, I would have said hell yeah, because the way Greyhound is now, shoot, I'm sure they probably stopped doing the, you know, extra money per every 2 days you're out, you know, because they're kind of losing money, you know. They're up for sale by First Group, from what I've heard. So anyway, all right, y'all, that's it for this video. Peace out.